Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we discussed with the Sale of Goods Act 1930. What is a Sale of Goods Act, or what is a sale as well as the agreement to sell? These are the two things with regard to the Sale of Goods Act 1930. Sale and what is the agreement to sell? What are the essentials of the Sale of Goods Act? Next thing we see. And what is meant by a sale and an agreement to sell? That we see after that. So today, what is a bailment and what are the difference between a bailment and a sale? Sale bailment തമ്മിലുള്ള difference എന്താണ്? അതാണ് ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ കാണാൻ പോകുന്നത്. So, what is a sale and an agreement to sell? Bailment to sell. So what is a sale and bailment? Or what are the difference between a sale and a bailment? So sale and bailment are the two forms of the contracts where the subject matter is goods. In both these transactions, the possession of goods may be transferred. Both the cases, the sale also and also the bailment also, the possession is to be transferred, but the ownership is to be with the, where ownership is with the owner itself. Only the possession is to be transferred, as you are aware that bailment. That is, I think, third module. Okay. Then, however, there are important differences between these two forms of contract. In a sale, the ownership of the goods is transferred from seller to the buyer, while in the case of bailment, only the possession is transferred. So, വിൽക്കുന്ന കേസിൽ agreement to sell അല്ല, sale proper sale ആണെങ്കിൽ ownership is transferred. At the next instance, we are paying the money, isn't it? So, ഒരു പേന ഒരാൾ മേടിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആ പൈസ കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ പേനയുടെ ഉടമസ്ഥൻ പിന്നെ ആരാണ്? ആ കടക്കാരനല്ല, ആ വാങ്ങിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ്. Like the same, in a sale, ownership of the goods is transferred from the seller to the buyer at the time he pays the money. In the case of bailment, only the possession is transferred. അപ്പം ഓണർഷിപ്പ് സെയിലിന്റെ കേസിൽ ഓണർഷിപ്പ് ആർക്കാണ്? From the passing from the seller to the buyer. While in the case of the other, that is the bailment, possession is only transferred. In a sale, the buyer has no obligation to return the goods. വിറ്റുവരവില് തിരികെ കൊടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഇതില്ല. While in bailment, it is important that the goods should be returned or disposed of according to the directions of the bailer. Bailer ആണ് ആ main person. Those who perform the contract, bailment, bailer ആണ്. So, in that case, as per the directions of the bailer, either to return back the goods or to dispose of. While in the case of sale, the buyer has no obligation to return the goods. പൈസ കൊടുത്ത് മേടിച്ച കേസ് തിരികെ കൊടുക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമുണ്ടോ? ഒരിക്കലും ഇല്ല. അപ്പൊ അതാണ് ബയറിന്റെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെയിലിന്റെ ബെയിൽമെന്റിന്റെ അടുത്തൊരു ഡിഫറൻസ്. അപ്പൊ ഇൻ എ സെയിൽ, the buyer has no obligation to return the goods. While in bailment, it is important that the goods should be returned or disposed of according to the directions of the bailer. Then, in a sale, there should always be a consideration in the form of price of goods. അല്ലെ, നമ്മളൊരു പേന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു പെൻസിലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു റബ്ബറോ എന്തെങ്കിലും മെയിൻ ഐറ്റംസോ വാഷിംഗ് മെഷീൻ മേടിച്ചാൽ എന്താണ്? We are paying the money. So there should be some consideration. But in bailment, even parting the possession of the commodity for a while can be treated as consideration. ഇപ്പോഴും ഓണർഷിപ്പ് ആരുടെ എടുക്കല? ഓണർഷിപ്പ് ബെയിലറുടെ എടുക്കലാണ് അല്ലെ? അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് ബെയിലിക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ട്. അതാണ് ബെയിൽമെന്റിലെ കേസിൽ. While there should always be a consideration in the form of price of goods. അതായത് സാധനങ്ങൾക്ക് വില എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഇതുണ്ട്. അതാണ് സെയിലിനകത്ത്. There should be some consideration for the price of goods. While in bailment, even parting the possession of the commodity for a while can be treated as a consideration. And in sale, the buyer gets all the rights on the subject matter and he can handle the goods in any way he wishes. വാങ്ങിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്ക് എല്ലാ ഫ്രീഡവും ഉണ്ട്. അത് ഏത് രീതി വേണേലും അവന് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. എന്നാൽ bailmentലോ ഗുഡ് So in sale, the buyer gets all the rights on the subject matter and he can handle the goods in any way he wishes. While in case of a bailment, goods should be used only according with the directions of the bailor. Bailor's direction അനുസരിച്ച് baileyക്ക് use ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ because ownership is vested in the bailor while in the bailey possession only is having. Goods possess ചെയ്യാം, കൈവശം വെക്കാം, പക്ഷേ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നതിന്റെ full authority ആർക്കാണ്? bailorക്കാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ് these are the differences between what is that a bailment and also a sale. So once again, sale ownership of the goods is vested with the transferred from the seller to the buyer, while bailment law only possession is transferred. Second, the buyer has no obligation to return the goods. തിരികെ കൊടുക്കേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യവുമില്ല. പക്ഷേ ഇതിനകത്തോ based on the directions given by the bailor, either the goods should be returned back or disposed of. While the third is there should be always some consideration in the form of price of goods. While in bailment, even parting the possession of the commodity for a while, it can be treated as a consideration. While in sale, the buyer gets all the rights on the subject matter and he can handle the goods in any way he wishes. While as per the directions of the bailor, bailey can use the goods in case of bailment. So these are the differences between a sale and a bailment. While next is subject matter of a contract or sale. What are the subject within which sale took place? Section 6 of the Act provides that goods form the subject matter of a contract or sale. Goods, സാധനങ്ങൾ, അതാണ്. According to section 2(7), goods means every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money and includes the stock and shares, growing the crops, agricultural growing the crops and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed before sale or under the contract of sale. So how it is to be? According to section 2(7), a goods means every kind of movable property, move ചെയ്യാവുന്ന property, എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ളതും. So every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money and includes the stock and shares, the growing crops and the things attached to or forming part of the land that are agreed to be severed before the sale or under the contract of sale. Actionable claims and money are expressly excluded from the definition of goods. അതായത് claim, എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു പ്രവൃത്തി നടത്തുന്ന ഒരു claim അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പണം, that is not related to the goods. Actionable claims means claims which can be enforced by a legal action or a suit. അതായത് ഒരു കോടതി വിധിയോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു നിയമപരമായിട്ടുള്ള നടപടി കൂടിയോ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന claims ആണ് actionable claims എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. For example, a debt due from a person is only an actionable claim and it cannot be bought or sold. കോടതി പ്രകാരം അല്ലെ കോടതി പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, അതിൽ നിന്നൊരു കടം, അത് ആരും എന്ത് ചെയ്യില്ല, വിൽക്കാനോ വാങ്ങാനോ നോക്കുകയില്ല. ബിക്കോസ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ആസ് പെർ ദി കോർട്ട് ഓഫ് ലോ, കോടതി പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കേസാണ്. അപ്പൊ എന്താ, അവിടുന്ന് there should not be any transaction. So a debt due from a person is only an actionable claim and it cannot be bought or sold. It can only be assigned to. Then, for the purpose of Sale of Goods Act, goods can be divided into three: existing, specific, and ascertained goods and unascertained goods. So existing goods are there. Okay, existing goods, then future goods and contingent goods. What is these three? So existing goods, then future goods and contingent goods. This existing goods may be subdivided into specific goods, ascertained goods, and the third is unascertained or generic goods. So what is an existing good? Goods owned or possessed by the seller at the time of making a contract of sale are called existing goods. നിലവിൽ നമ്മുടെ അടുത്തുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ. Okay, that is the existing goods. So goods owned or possessed by the seller at the time of making of the contract of sale. only existing goods can be the subject of a sale. Based on that goods only, the sale took place. നിലവിൽ നമ്മുടെ അടുത്തുള്ള ഏത് ഗുഡ്സ് ആണോ അതാണ് കോൺട്രാക്ട് ഓഫ് സെയിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ that goods is treated as existing goods. The existing goods may be specific, ascertained, and unascertained. So, what is a specific goods? These are the goods identified and agreed upon at the time of making a contract of sale. For example, if there is an agreement to sell a specific car owned by A to B, it's an agreement for the sale of specific goods. OD car A B ki kodukkaana. So that is the specific goods. What is that? That OD vehicle, the car. So that is the specific goods. While ascertained goods are goods identified and agreed upon subsequent to the formation of the contract of sale. സെയിലിന്റെ കോൺട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം അല്ലെ അതിന്റെ ആ സമയത്ത് goods are identified. For example, if you are going to purchase a new car and the dealer takes you to the yard where dozens of cars are displayed, and finally you identify the car you are going to buy, it's a contract for ascertained goods. In a car,